All right. If you're new to my channel, I'm with Hidden Path Human Design. My name's Donald. And if you're new to human design, welcome. I decided to create a Projector Hacks series. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what's the difference between asking and initiating. I feel like this could help a lot of projectors kind of move forward in life. They may be feeling stuck, or they may feel like they push other people away all the time. And, this is going to be, and a lot of that pushing away and feeling stuck and stuff is a lot of it has to do with like there's this miscommunication, or you're just like not seeing it in the way that I see it. So I'm not a projector myself, but I do love you projectors. So that's kind of why I'm making this video. So it's like, kind of from a generator perspective. So, who knows? It may open up your mind on some things you've been taught, and maybe rewrite some code, and you'll be moving forward with life, skipping forward with no problems after this. Because I know it could be like a lot of pressure, and not being a sacral being, and being tired, and you're really not here to do things. You're here to provide us with your advice, but sometimes we're just not receptive to it. So this is kind of like, let's extend the olive branch, and create better relationships going forward between projectors and generators. All right. So what's the problem here? The projector strategy is to wait for recognition and invitation. So if you're a projector, you might be waiting on the sidelines yourself, kind of like this kid over here, waiting at the side of a football game, or football in English terms, or in soccer in other places. Game, waiting to be invited to play in the game, waiting to be invited to be the team's coach or something, and you may feel excluded, and this could be preventing you from feeling that success feeling that you're looking for in life. Waiting is a part of your strategy, and you may even feel that waiting is just a part of being a projector, right? But our collective understanding of waiting is actually the problem. It's not you, it's not me, it's not other people. It's actually our understanding of what waiting is. So that's what I'm going to address in this video, and hopefully give you a little hack to move forward in life. So what is waiting? If we look at the dictionary definition online, it's the act of remaining inactive or stationary. Well, this is the definition we've all become accustomed to. But what does the human design system tell us what waiting is? Well, we look to gate 5 when we look for the definition of waiting with respect to human design. And waiting is actually the fundamental attunement to natural rhythms. This is waiting as an active state of awareness. So in the photo here, I have a projector boy, or whatever you want to call him, but he's going to be a projector, and he's reading all about soccer strategy. And he's at a soccer match, and there's a team playing. So he's pretty knowledgeable about soccer. Maybe soccer's his system. And, he's thinking like, maybe they'll invite me to play or be a team captain. So this is part of waiting, right? You could be waiting as an active state of awareness in a certain place. So, and that place you'll get noticed. So where are you waiting? Are you just not putting yourself out there? Like maybe you love science, but you're not a part of any science groups as a projector. Maybe you love communication, but you're not part of any communication forums online. So where are you waiting to be recognized? Because waiting is that active state of awareness, but if you're waiting in the wrong environment, you're not really going to be aware of anything. Like, it's just going to feel off. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about initiation. Why not to initiate? Initiating is impactful and can be perceived by others as threatening. So manifestors are often misjudged because they're here to initiate. So that's how they move through life. Initiating as a projector kind of pushes other people away. Why? Because your aura is focused and absorbing. So when you're in aura with another person and you're trying to initiate with them, give them advice, or get an invite to a birthday party that you know is coming up for them, and you're kind of pushing yourself or initiating into them, it doesn't feel good for the other person. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but so your aura is focused on absorbing. So you're absorbing the other person's aura, and it's focused in on that person. So it's a very also that makes it a very intimate situation. So many people have a difficult time taking advice from others. I myself don't always take other people's advice, and I'm sure you know people that don't like to receive advice themselves. And that can cause some hardships in relationships, especially if you're here to provide that advice and guide other people. Yeah, and sometimes your advice, maybe you gave them advice in the past, and it threatened their core belief systems or their foundations, and they feel insecure about receiving advice from you now, right? So there's all these things why we shouldn't initiate, why you shouldn't initiate if you're a projector. If you're a projector, why shouldn't you initiate, and what can you do instead? In my image here, I've got kind of the projector aura coming in on this gentleman here. It's, take my advice. I know what's best for you. And as a generator, I know you projectors know what's best for me. However, from our own perspective, I didn't ask for the advice, or maybe I'm not even ready for the change that you see that I could be doing. So there's already this like pushback. So yeah, how can we do this better? We can ask, and this is why asking is a game changer. Initiating might be easy to do, but it can create a lot of tension in relationships, especially when you're a projector and all the relationships are really kind of intimate with people. The practice of asking, on the other hand, can open doors. So asking for help for yourself and asking others if they need some advice are two ways you could use asking. So this is personally asking for help, or asking if another person needs some of your advice if you feel like you can give them, like if you feel like you can really help them. Asking for help isn't really easy though, because our ego gets in the way, right? The ego makes us feel like we need to prove something to ourselves or other people, or it makes us very prideful. Like I don't want to take your advice because I'm feeling very proud myself. So to quiet the ego and get more into the asking game, you could try practicing being humble and very just being humble with people. So you just ask, and if they're not receptive to it, then you just leave them be. And maybe one day they'll remember that, oh, I remember, Susie, she was like very helpful. And she had advice for me, but I rejected her advice at that time, but I'm still doing the same thing and I'm not getting ahead. So maybe I should go ask Susie if she could really help me with whatever I'm going through, and that'll feel good for you and it'll feel good for them. Right. So it's all like a lot of this also is timing, right? So don't feel bad if you offer your advice, or you ask for help and you don't get any, or offer your advice and nobody wants to take it. It's okay. Just offer without expectation. That's the best way to move through this. All right. So instead of so what's the solution to all this? This is instead of remaining inactive, adopt an active state of awareness that recognizes when you need help yourself or when you have advice for others. Then it's just a matter of asking. Ask yourself, is my ego getting in the way of my own success? You need to start dreaming about a life that is easy, right? And this is one easy thing you can do to remove that resistance in your life. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what it feels like, from my own experience, from what I see going on, to be in aura as a generator with a projector. So just from my own experience, it's intense. Our auras are open and they pull everything to us. So if you see over here, I have a generator guy here, and his aura is open, and it's all consuming everything around him, and the projector has been pulled to him, and she's piercing his aura here and absorbing what's inside. So we have, us generators, we have no way of protecting our energy, and this can make us feel vulnerable, even if we don't even recognize that in ourselves. So we could be walking around feeling vulnerable, not knowing it, and then you come in with if you initiate advice, you may have noticed this in your own life. It pushes the other person away right away, because especially if they don't even recognize that they're being vulnerable themselves to your advice. But especially if you were not recognized as being the person to provide the advice. So yeah, it creates all this tension, and it has more of a repelling effect than an attracting effect. And it makes us really feel special when we're recognized by you. When you come into the room and you come and talk directly to a generator, that generator is like, wow, this feels awesome. This person is really, really caring for me. They really see who I am. And so when you get a second person in the room, that second person who's not being paid attention to by you could be also feeling like, oh, why isn't this person paying attention to me? Like, why are they giving all their attention to that person? Because the person who's not being paid attention to is always recognizing that you're not paying attention to them. So one thing to know about being a projector also is you are always recognized. So this is just a humble request, is to please be gentle with the people in your life if you're a projector, and don't push us away through initiating. So some of the key takeaways of my presentation are recognizing when you yourself need some help and ask for it. Actually initiate yourself to ask for help when you recognize that you truly need the help. And recognize when you have advice for others and offer it to them, but don't have any expectations, right? Leave your expectations at the door. Avoid initiating by inviting yourself into situations or places. This path really only leads to a lot of bitterness and a lot of closed doors. And especially with the line 4 projectors, who they're all about their networks, they can feel very excluded if this is the behavior that they've been doing. It takes a village, generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors, all of us together, to make a brighter future for everybody. So this is kind of, in closing, to take your energy and use it responsibly. Know your energy and know the energy of others, because that's who you're here to serve. And we're here to help you out too. So it's not like it's a us versus you thing. If you want to work with me, I educate parents on how to support their children through like a conscious parenting techniques using the human design system. And I also work with people who feel purposeless and lost. I use the human design system combined with my own listening ability to find a role or purpose or direction for them in life. Details are going to be put in the video description below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my video for more, and leave a comment if you thought this was helpful. If you didn't like this video at all, yeah, I'm here to be called out and projected on. Like I'm a 2.5 generator, so bring me all that stuff. All right, love yourself. Bye.